Yogi was Brady.
Yeah. Yogi was very disappointed with me in that he thought I should become a teacher. He thought, and I said, I can't go to college. I need to go to work. And money's needed in the house. I can't go, stop saying, oh, I wanted to do. And he kept saying, you're wasting your life, you're wasting your life. Which I don't think you do waste your life, to be honest with you. Yogi looked for the best of everybody. I mean, if you speak to so many of Brady's, Yogi guided them in their careers.
Everybody, yeah.
He had so many contacts. It's very hard.
He was strict, wasn't he? He was very strict and very to the point and didn't care whether he called you up on anything, but he was fair.
But he was a strong man,
He was,
wasn't he?
yeah, very strong.
Do you remember he used to walk into the canteen and everyone would be talking and laughing.
And we'd all shut up.
No.
Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
And then he would go to a table and go, you will be quiet now.
Yeah.
And
everyone would just shut up. He had an aura about him that got all our respect. And that's never left to this day, has it? No. I will always say he was the one and only club leader of Brady. Always a girls' club leader, but he was the top.
He was the top.
And I think most of us girls were more interested in what Yogi said because it was just his manner. Yogi was Yogi. There'll never be another Yogi ever, 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 ever. I don't know. You can't even describe what it was about Yogi. Yogi was just Yogi. He's a one-off. Just a one-off. He was a human being. He had a lot of humanity in him, didn't he?
Yeah. And I think he did look for the best of everyone.
Yeah, he did.
Take opportunities in life and you should,
Yeah. I don't remember the girls' leader that was with him. Not one bit, because I probably wasn't interested, or maybe I didn't like her at the time.
I'm just trying to think who was
You're trying to think who she was, you see. So they must have been very uninteresting. I know that's a horrible thing to say. Well, he overtook the pace of to me, of the girls' leaders, because I don't remember any of them, apart from Miriam and apart from Sandra Dyer. It was an East End community that he came into from wherever he came. And I think there was quite a lot of not poor people, but I wouldn't even say underprivileged, but we didn't have a lot in our lives. We all had nice families, don't get me wrong, everybody had a nice family. But we all needed something. And Yogi was the one that could give us that something. He was like walking into a room and having a hero. Thinking back on him now, obviously when we were younger, we just saw him as a really nice man because he was a strict and he could make you shake, couldn't he, when he came into a room if he banged his hand or laid down the law. But at the same time, there was something very charismatic about him that we all loved. He took care of us all. I think he's the type of person, what I would say is, if you really had a problem or something was going on, you could have gone and confided in him and not felt like ashamed, or if anything bad was going on, or not thinking, oh, I haven't got anybody to talk to, like today where a lot of mental health problems are going on. I don't think we had mental health problems, even though I came from a rough background. But I know that you could have gone and spoke to Yogi about it, where people don't talk up today. But we had him, and we had the club, we had Brady. It was like a cushion. It was our home, wasn't it, really?
And it wasn't, and religion didn't seem to come into it, did it? I know we mainly were Jewish.
Yeah, we didn't have like Jewish lessons or Hebrew lessons or things like that.
Only time, if you went down to Scout on a Friday night, they'd like the
Shabbos candles, that was it.
Nothing else. I don't ever remember religion being discussed.
No, we didn't even have like a little ceremony, at the morning assembly, like you would have in school. We didn't have anything like that. We just had our club afterwards. Yeah. Everything was just group. Yogi was a humanitarian, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. He was more interested in all of us. We knew we were Jewish. We didn't need it when we went to club. A lot of the boys had to go to Haida, to Hebrew classes. So they had that they had to go the weekends or whatever. So when they went to their club, I'm sure they didn't want it. They wanted to go to their club to relax and to play their footballs and tennis and whatever they did. Yeah. They didn't want to go. We knew it was Jewish. We didn't need to be told.
Yogi was very involved with the boys. the boys that came over in the transport, in the kindergarten.
Kinder, yeah.
So he was very involved with those boys before he came to Brady.
He just wanted to make the best of everybody, do you think?
Yeah,
He just wanted to give his all, and that's what he did. And I think he could see different things in different people, especially the boys. I think he went in with his eyes wide open, and he could look at somebody and go, "You've got a problem. Maybe I need to talk to you and sort it out." Or, "You look all right." Or, he was that, wasn't he? He was that. He could see what other people couldn't. He could have been a medium, in all fairness. Yeah, I don't know. And
sometimes you think, with our memory, if we put him on a pedestal, that he didn't deserve. But when I think back, I can't
think why he wouldn't deserve it.
He ran a really good club.
He did.
I mean, the discipline was excellent. There was rules, and you understood.
And we had to keep them.
You had to keep you with the rules.
But we weren't prisoners.
No. And that's how, I think that is also a big thing that, nowadays, kids say they don't want to be told what to do. But they lack that discipline that they need in life. The discipline of going to work every day and having to be there 9 till 5 or whatever the discipline is that's given. Yogi, without even knowing his story, he just commanded respect.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of stories about Yogi during the war and what happened.
But he did get it from all of us without even asking for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without even him wanting respect, we gave it to him.
Can you think of anyone answering him back?
No.
Because I can't.
No. Especially when he used to go, "You have to pay your subs." "You have to pay your subs." I go, "Yogi, I've got no money." "Okay, pay it next week." But they used to be sitting there on the front desk, and it was only probably about a shilling or sixpence. It was sixpence. Didn't always have sixpence between us, but they
I've
never.
still got my club card.
No, have you?
Yeah.
They never stopped us from going in. And like I say, it opened up a lot of doors. It gave us the Duke of Edinburgh Award. Who would have done it? We wouldn't have done things like that.
We were part of the Duke's experiment.
No, he was an exceptionally good man, kind man, hard man. He had all different facets about him. But we've still got many friends from Brady.
Oh, loads.
You know what I mean? Even if you don't see them through the social media, we were all able to really meet up again.
Well, initially, the idea of Brady, as far as I believe that things that I've read, was that we all came from immigrant families. Most of us came from immigrant families, and it was to show us the way of to live in the UK, to make us good citizens for the UK, which would be unforgivable now because people tend to keep to their own. But I think the idea was to bring us out.
For me, the club just opened up my world. I was very closed in my family home. And as soon as I got to club, I felt free. And I loved every minute that I was there. Whatever I was doing, whatever I was involved in, it was never boring. It was never too much. But it was much better than washing up and looking after my brothers. So that was the side of it for me. It was heaven. And that's why I would have gone 7 days a week if I could have gone. But we went 3 times a week, or sometimes 4 if we could, on 3, wasn't it?
No, 3, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
So,
Friday was...
and I looked forward to that, like people look forward to a meal if they're starving. That was my food. I would go there and we'd meet up and we'd just walk down. We'd be happy going down and happy coming back.
But there was also, I don't know if you remember this, but Dennis Bonley at the time was a club leader. And he used to take a few of us up to the West End for coffee after the club.
Dennis was always good as gold.
Yeah.
I actually went out with Dennis for a little while. No, but I really, really liked Dennis. That's when I met Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, really liked Dennis, always.
But then, that was another facet. He showed us the West End. Yeah. There's so many things. I always put down to Brady. Brady was started, one of the leaders, as you know, was Miriam Moses. And Miriam Moses went on to be one of the founder members of the League of Jewish Women. And there's another woman, June Jacobs, whose husband owned a furniture shop and was a big benefactor of Brady. And I spent a lot of time with Judy at the League of Jewish Women. And it makes me wonder, this volunteering that we suddenly had to do at Brady, whether later on in life it brought it back to me.
Yeah, maybe.
And these two women, a bit, they were at Brady, instrumental there, and then all of a sudden I'm instrumental at the League of Jewish Women.
Changed me because I know I became a good mother from there. I knew how to treat my kids. I run a really good home. I did everything opposite to what my mum did. Right? I always said, if my husband come home one day and he'd say to me, we're going away tomorrow, I could open my wardrobes, pack the cases and go. Couldn't do that in my mother's because she never ironed. She never got anything ready. She never washed. She had, an airing cupboard in the hall, but if you opened it, God forbid, everything would just fall out of there. Even my dad's baby bath was up there, a tin bath.
I used to ring up my mum and say, Florrie's mum says I can stay for supper. Can I stay? And my mum said, what are you having? I said, tomato sauce sandwiches.
Tomato sauce or brown sauce sandwiches, yeah, lovely. Yeah. And yet my mum made the best chopped herring in the world, but she only ever made it for a shiver. She never made it for us to eat. If someone was sitting shiver, she'd make it, the chopped herring. I go, well, we like that as well. But, it is what it is. And I suppose the hardship of it all made me into a better person.
The thing is, you don't really know what you would have been if you never went to Brady. We wouldn't know each other maybe, and we wouldn't know all the people. You might have, because a lot of them went to Montefiore.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really hard to really quantify it and say for sure how much it influenced you. But I know that I'm grateful, really grateful that we had that and we never missed out on that.
We never.
I feel sorry for kids nowadays.
Today, exactly.
Don't have it.
They've got nothing to do. What do? They have got the club. I mean, Sarah used to go to club, to the Redbridge one, right? But it still wasn't like our club.
When we went to Hanbury Street and we spoke to the young Asian kids there, and if you like, it's the same thing. Things have been brought out in them that they didn't know was there because they went to where there's other kids and managers that cared to bring out these things in these kids. When you've got children, you're busy with life, you're working, you don't always give them the attention that they need and look at them and see where they should be going. And if you've got a good a facility like a youth club, maybe they bring up, if you play sports, it teaches you to work with other people. If you, all these different things that you learn, you do in a social. You don't realise that actually you're learning the whole time.
And they get a lot from hard-working parents, and we all ended up. I didn't go to work, but my husband was hard-working. You've always been hard-working. My kids don't know any different. They're both hard-working kids. They're both successful. Your children, successful. That's all come from Brady. It's all come from developing us that have developed them, and hopefully they'll develop their own children to be the same.
But what legacy is left? And what is the legacy of Brady? And is that they brought us up to respect each other, to respect how important friendships are?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very, very deep question of what the legacy of Brady was. But I think the legacy of Brady is that, we've spent a lifetime being friends.
We have, a lifetime. I mean, we're both 75 now, and like you say, we've been friends since we were 11.
And she hasn't even mentioned that I'm older.
Yeah, a little bit, only 3 months. October, November, December, January. Yeah, 3 months. Was never good at maths. She was the brainy one. But they haven't had the same upbringing that we had. We were not affluent. We all looked forward, the club, paying sixpence each time you went. That was our life, wasn't it? Now, the kids today, if they go out, they want £20, £30 to go and do something that they want to do. They haven't got the same thought on anything. They're just all brought up so differently. I don't think there's any clubs around here anymore. Is there still Redbridge Club closed down?
Yeah, but if you think about it, I can't remember my kids went to Sinclair House.
Yeah, Sinclair House. That was the only one.
But I cannot remember them talking about it like
No, they don't.
Brady. Well,
I was just going to say that from when Sarah, my daughter, was 13 and she went to Sinclair House, after that there was nothing. She didn't even stay there maybe for more than a year or so. Mm. You know, we used to have to go and pick her up and drop her off, and it was out of the way, but you do it because she wanted to go to club. But after that there was nowhere. Mm. And I still don't think there's anywhere now for the kids. They find other ways of entertaining themselves and occupying themselves, where our entertainment was Brady. Brady is Brady, and that's it. Yeah. There'll never be another Brady anyway.
I think...
or Yogi.